All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency / Calexico Financing Authority regular meeting agenda for Wednesday, December 18th, 2019, approximately at 5:32 p.m. May I have a call to order? Roll call.
Mayor Hodge,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Romero is absent. Councilmember Arriola Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Risen,
Here.
Councilmember Luis Pacheco is absent. We have a quorum, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Very good. Do we have any public comments? Okay. No public comments, so we're going to move right to adjourn to closed session. Here we go.
Sure. I don't know if he's gonna. It's weird. This morning. He's not. I don't know.
It is approximately 6:35, I believe. And we are going to start the Calexico City Council / Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority for our regular session agenda today, December 18th, 2019. Roll call, please, City Clerk.
Mayor Hodge,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Romero is absent. Councilmember Arriola Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Risen,
Here.
Councilmember Pacheco is absent. We have a quorum, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I will lead you. Hands over heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we have mission statement. Mr. Dale?
Together, we pledge to provide effective and efficient services in a courteous and respectful manner to improve the quality of life for all in our unique border community. Viva Calexico!
Okay. Do we have anyone today?
Mayor, Pastor Frank was able to attend yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Pastor wasn't able to attend yesterday.
Oh, okay. So we're skipping? I'm not very good at that.
Well,
Anybody want to give the invocation?
any in the audience, maybe?
Anybody in the audience like to give the invocation? No? Okay.
Maybe Sergeant Legaspi, maybe? Thank
Go
you.
ahead, Sergeant Gatsby.
Voluntold.
You know, they say there's always a reason for everything, right? So, thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing us together as a whole. Thank you, Father, for the day, and bless council members and the audience out here. We lift all this up to you, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, be seated, please. City Attorney, any closed session announcements?
We have no reportable actions from closed session. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve this agenda?
I make a motion, we approve it.
Okay, Councilman Risen, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Fernandez. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. Okay. Announcements now. City Clerk?
These proceedings may be viewed on the City of Calexico website at www.calexico.ca.gov the Friday following the City Council meeting. Mayor Hodge will have community office hours to hear the concerns of the citizens the fourth Tuesday of the month from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at City Hall in the City Manager's Conference Room, 608 Heber Avenue in Calexico.
Okay. Thank you. Now to presentations. We have a presentation on the Library, Arts, and Historical Commission by Annalisa Pacheco, Chairperson. Welcome, Mrs. Pacheco.
No, I can't be doing
Good eve- Good evening. All of you can hear me? Testing? Good evening. City of Calexico members, administrators, I am here upon your request to explain the purpose of the Library Arts Historical Board. Oh, you know what? It's okay, I'll do it here. Okay, I am the chair. We have members of Hildy Carrillo, Carmen Durazo, Carlos Alvarado, Maria Acevedo, and we meet the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. And yes, I'm Annalisa Pacheco. Okay, our mission statement. Okay, I have to walk around. Okay, it's part of my profession. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, the Camarena Memorial Library provides resources to meet the educational, recreational, informational, and cultural needs of the community to encourage lifelong learning and the pursuit of knowledge. The traditional and innovative library services, including the latest technology, are offered in a friendly, welcoming atmosphere, which reflects the unique border community of Calexico. Statistics. Libraries open 48 hours per week. Over 22,800 items were checked out during FY 2018-19. 80,332 library visitors, 13,767 registered users as of June 2019. Over 8,000 of them are children borrowers. And keep in mind, in elementary, there's about 5,000 elementary students and about 3,000 in middle school and high school. 363 children teen programs are offered. 9,578 children and teens attended our programs, and that is a lot. Okay, library services. We have books, e-books, audiobooks, zip books delivered to your home. We have computers, Wi-Fi, online, on-site homework help assistance, databases such as BookFlex, the New York Times, Britannica, online, e-magazines, copier, and scanning services, library presentations, schools, and special groups, daily snack for kids 1 through 18 years of age, partnership with Calexico Neighborhood House. Now, because I'm a teacher, I know that this year we have a lot of homeless students, and we have a lot of students that when they enter kinder, a challenge is for them just to be able to recognize to hold a book. When they leave kindergarten, they should already be reading. So the expectations of a kinder student and to be promoting literacy at such a young age is over the top good. That's what they need. Okay. Baby time, which comes to baby time. Baby time, we have second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. Early literacy, social interaction, and quality time between parents and babies. And of course, we're promoting literacy. Story time. We have it weekly on Wednesdays, morning, afternoon sessions, kindergarten readiness, socialization, and early literacy. Family nights are evening nights in which the whole family is invited to participate. Crafts, games, story reading, raffles are free for every it's free for every child and lots of fun, and some of the amenities included. Special guest readers include the Calexico Police Department and the Associated Calexico Teachers, which also sponsor the event to help the library buy books for the kids. These pictures are from the October Halloween Family Night, in which 108 kids and 143 adults were in attendance. We are happy to see the whole family attending. It's not just mom or dad, but both. Tuesdays are early release days for Calexico elementary students. So the library offers Crafty Tuesday activity to give students an opportunity of using their art skills, which they may not have enough time to use in the classroom, and to help them keep entertained while they wait to be picked up. I especially like Crafty Tuesdays because in the California assessments, they always refer to some type of art project, some type of craft, needlepoint, quilt. Students are not exposed to that on a day-to-day basis. They're not exposed at school, and so we would like for them to be exposed at home, but obviously they're not. So this I especially like. Summer family reading program. Every summer is the busiest time for the library. Daily and multiple activities are offered for all ages. The summer family reading program aims to promote leisure reading to help prevent the summer slide. We want students to keep sharpening their reading skills throughout the summer, so we offer prize incentives in addition to the daily activities to keep them engaged and interested. This past summer, there was a total of 710 registered for the program. And I'm going to add my 2 cents worth. A lot of teachers, when we see that students are not at grade level in reading, we always recommend for them to go to the library and check out a book. And I'm very appreciative that they're following the program of Accelerated Reader, that they check out books to their level, so it's a win-win situation. Many elementary schools in Calexico make an effort to bring their students on a yearly basis to get their students and their parents acquainted with the meridian of programs and services available to them at their public library. Here are some pictures of the 2 of the 5 Jefferson kindergarten student classrooms that visited the library a few months ago. The library provides a wide variety of accelerated reader books that students can use to reach their AR goals. Yes, there's Jefferson, and now we go to Cesar Chavez. Okay. Library visits. A great partnership is being celebrated between the library and Dual Elementary. That's my school. All Dual students from TK to 6th grade were able to visit the library, and many of these students are there for the very first time. Lower grades enjoyed a story time and craft activity, while upper grades learned about the library resources and got a great time doing a scavenger hunt. Many of these students received their first library card. And you know, especially in the upper grades, and what I mean upper grades, 4th, 5th, and 6th, they are expected to do some type of research report, and for Dual, they're just right there next door. But all the schools should take really advantage of all the wealth that they have. Read with a Farmer. The University of California FarmSmart partnered for the first time this year with local libraries to bring a farmer to read to children. Kindergartners from Dual Elementary were the lucky ones, yes we were, to enjoy this reading. FFA students from Calexico High School provided an activity with the kids as well. They're very good role models, the FFA students, to be helping our students, or for any student. I'm a little bit nervous, guys. If I'm going too fast, please let me know.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Teen time. Teenagers are at times a difficult audience to attract. Thanks to the partnership with some English teachers from Enrique Camarena Junior High and William Moreno Junior High, we have seen an increase in teenage participation. Teen Time aims to show them that it is cool to visit the library and watch a movie or make a craft, have a snack, and take a book home. We have a very active book club who meet on a monthly basis to read, eat, and discuss. Anyone who considers himself or herself a reader or who would like to become one are welcome to join. Adult literacy services are provided at the library thanks to the state grant. We recruit volunteers to become tutors and help those that are in need of improving their reading and writing skills on a one-to-one basis. People learning the English language find it hard to find places where to practice their speaking skills, so the library offers a conversation class which is led by a volunteer. 10 to 15 adults meet on a weekly basis for that purpose. Additional online resources are available for those wanting to improve their English skills. I absolutely love this because we are a border city. The majority of our students, the percentage of ELL, which stands for English Language Learners, are in the 90 percentile. Some schools are 94, some 98. They're all in the 90th percentile. So having these services, it really helps to them understanding English. And so if they see an adult modeling it, wanting to learn, they're going to hurry up and learn English, because we have to, even though we speak Spanish, English is the language in the United States, and that is where their schooling is, and that is where their assessments are, the California assessments, and it's not just everyday English, it's academic English. So if adults are doing it, parents are doing it, they can not only improve their English, they can also help their child. Coming up. Did I skip one? Okay. The Carnegie Technology Center is a technology branch of the library. It is open 16 hours a week. Computers, Wi-Fi, newspapers, and magazines are available. We offer the assistance to those that need basic computer skills, email, or Facebook. ESL classes are offered in here too. This ESL class is a feeder class for the Adult Literacy Services program. 30 people attend the class 3 times a week. The Carmen Durazo Cultural Arts Center is the home of the arts in Calexico. There are art shows and exhibits offered year-round. Paint night classes are offered on a monthly basis. The center has hosted many Chamber of Commerce events. It is the place where the Calexico Education Foundation holds its annual fundraisers, and it is available for cultural and educational events. Every time we meet, we try to use the Carmen Durazo Cultural Arts Center. We're always trying to think of ways that we can use it more. Here are some pictures taken earlier this year of some of the events, such as the Calexico High School Art Show and musical event. The annual Mariachi Festival is Calexico's signature event, and here are some pictures. Shaking Up the Arts is another annual event. I didn't pick the pictures, okay? I'm there just by accident. Okay, as well as Women in the Arts. Any questions? And if I may, and if I can answer them, I will.
Thank you very much, Council. Any comments or questions? No? Councilman Risen? Well, I just want to thank you very much. This was a very thorough presentation. And it is true that one of the most efficient producing commission is the Library Arts and Historical Board. You have it well planned out. There's an array of activities, and I commend you for that. It's very, very good. Thank you very much, Mrs. Pacheco.
And I'd like to give a round of applause to Lisette Gaspi.
Yes,
that was a lot of
Lisette
work
Legaspi.
for that PowerPoint.
She's doing a wonderful job at the library. Okay, thank you. We have one more presentation. It states, presentation by Finance Director and Fire Chief on business licenses.
evening, council members and public. I'm going to make a presentation on our business license, on the way we base our fees and how we do it and everything we do related to business license. This is on the finance portion. Fire Chief Favila is going to present on the fire inspection portion. I know there's been a lot of questions about our business license, so this is what I'm going to go on. First of all, it is on our municipal code that we will charge for business license, and any person or corporation engaging in business or doing businesses in the city are required to have a business license. This is, again, in our municipal code. It is on our website. If anybody wants to look it up, this is the basis on why we charge for business license. A business license is a debt to the city, so it needs to be paid to the city. There's a fee schedule that requires, that tells us how much is going to be paid. It's a long schedule, so I don't have it included here, but I can list some of our most commonly used ones. It is an annual license. It runs from January 1st through December 31st. We charge it. It is built in the month of January, or we're doing it now in December, but it's for the full year. And that's how we charge an entire year. To the next one. In our municipal code, 5.12090, it establishes that every establishment in the city, regardless of whether it is the same company or not, it's required to have a business license. So again, this is just the regulations on why we charge for business license. This is a very long municipal code, and there's a lot of codes that talk about our business license. These are the most important ones, but if anybody wishes to see them, they're in the same, it is section 5 that regulates our business license. So what do you pay with your business license? You pay your business license fee, which it can vary anywhere from $100 all the way to, I would say like 500, thousands of dollars, depending on the type of business and depending on gross receipts. There's a lot of variations to this. There is the Business Improvement District, where it's applicable. There's an extra charge for this. Regulation fees. This is the fee that we assess for our staff time. We charge $20 for regulation fee. AB 1379, it's $4 that we have to remit to the state, and the fire inspection fee, which again, Fire Chief is going to present on this. Most common business licenses we have are retail, business services, such as accountants, consultants, contractors, subcontractors, and restaurants. These are the top 5. Go to the next one. These are our top 10 business license by class. It looks a little bit small, but I can read them to you. We have retail is the biggest one. We have about 900 businesses. By the way, the city has 2,198 businesses that we bill every year. I don't think I have that slide. And again, it goes from a variety. 900 of them are retail, and retail is based on gross receipts. Where's my slide? I can't see. The next one after retail, it would be general building contractors. We also have subcontractors, accounting and bookkeeping, home occupancy, restaurants, and we have some unlisted ones. So we go to the next one. Now, business license. How do we compare to our other surrounding cities here in the county? El Centro. El Centro charges their minimum, and these are the minimum business license. What would be the minimum for each one of these cities? El Centro, their minimum base is $252, and that includes their application fee. They charge $154. We only charge $20 for the application fee. They have a building department inspection fee, and on top of their business license. So El Centro is $251.50. Our lowest business license is $124. Brawley charges, their minimum is 37, Imperial is 67, and Holtby charges a flat rate of $100. The only cities that charge an application fee or the application fee is the city of Calexico and city of El Centro. All other cities do not charge an application fee. We go to the next one. No, the one before, please. Number of businesses. City of El Centro, and we all know this, takes the cake. They have the most businesses. They have about 4,000. City of Calexico, 2,198. Brawley, 500. Hotville, 250, and Imperial, 900. So we are the second biggest business city in the county. And if we go to the next one, please, Chief. Business licenses are billed during the month of December, and bills are due from January 1st to January 31st. So everybody should be receiving their bill pretty soon. We are sending them tomorrow, so they should be received sometime next week. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to email us at businesslicense@calexico.ca.gov or come to the finance window, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Now, any questions, or if you wish to have the fire chief present, and then we can go
Okay.
into questions.
All right, let me ask, any questions, council? Morris? No? Okay. How do you explain the perception or the misperception that some people have that we are very high in business licenses?
And what I think it's happening is most cities charge for their fire inspections separate than the business license. We do it all together. And so, our minimum business license, if you have an office in the city, it would be 291. 124 is the business license, and 167 is the fire inspection.
I
It
see.
gets billed all together, but it's not just the business license. So it
Right.
includes business license and fire inspection, which
Okay,
is an occupancy
all right.
permit. So
Oh.
that's why it seems like it's higher, but even, let's say, even if it was at 291, we're not that far off from City of El Centro, which charges 251, and their fire inspection is billed separately. So they still need to pay for fire inspection, they just don't pay it along with their business license,
So they would end up being higher than us.
probably. I do know that City of El Centro, 3 years ago, were only charging for their application fee $64. They went up this past year to $152. So they just recently updated their fees, and I'm thinking it's because they did a study on their fees, and, well, salaries are higher, it requires, even when we're doing now things a little bit more modernized and we're doing more things on computers, salary, or at least minimum wage has gone up, and so that would increase the fees for, if it did for City of El Centro, if we were to do the same, more than likely that would happen to us. So, again, as I explained during my presentation, and this, I could go on forever if I went through the list of all the businesses that we have. Retail is based on gross receipts. The minimum is $100, but depending on the receipts, it can increase. Most businesses do not pay a large amount. I can probably list Walmart as probably the highest that pays here in the city. But I think that's the misconception most people have, that, yes, the City of El Centro was a little bit lower in the past, but then again, they do charge for their fire inspection, it just gets billed separately, and we bill all together.
Okay, that's the difference.
Yes.
People need to understand that. Thank you, Mrs. Lovato.
Thank you.
Fire Chief, welcome.
Good evening, public, and good evening, City Council, City Manager, Assistant City Manager. Diego Favila, I'm the Fire Chief for this wonderful city of Calexico, and my presentation is in regards to the fire inspections, or the fire fees in general. Before I start, I'm going to kind of talk about some of the frequently asked questions that come across our desk. Is this a new service? It's not a new service. It's something that the City of Calexico has always done. We will continue to do it as it is a requirement to perform the inspections by state and federal law. So it's something that if the state and federal change, then we will also change. But until then, we will continue to abide to that. One of the other questions they ask a lot is, why am I being charged a fire inspection? Well, the California Health and Safety Code provides the cities within the state of California to collect a fee for our showing up to your place of business and performing the inspection. In addition to that, state regulation, we also have that in our municipal code that has been adopted by city policy and is something that we follow. So how much do I have to pay? In the city of Calexico, when a fire inspection is conducted at your place of business, you are charged $167. And what this 167 is, how they come out with this number is they attribute that number to the hourly rate of the inspector, the mileage, the use of the vehicle, the administrative time to perform the report, and they come up with the 167. So that's how that fee is brought up. Chief, next slide. So when you do pay your 167, what do you get out of that? Well, I have a bunch of stuff up there. But the main thing is a safety inspection of your facility. We make sure that everybody, yourself, and most importantly, your customers walk into a building or a place of business that's safe, it's accurate, and it's a safe place to shop. What does this do for you? This provides your insurance with proof of that you were abiding by the rules in the event that you were to have to put in a claim for your inspection, for your place of business in the event of a catastrophe. So what we do there is we go into it and we search for fire hazards. A lot of this stuff, for the most common stuff we find, are electrical extension cords that are frayed and not in service, not operable, maintenance of just general housekeeping. And then you get to the bigger businesses, it's your fire sprinkler system and your fire protection system that we inspect. Chief, next slide, please. So what is the average time for an inspection? The average time for inspection is at 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours, people may say, hey, he's not even here for 20 minutes. Well, that's probably true. Some of the businesses are smaller and it does take less time. However, there's still the administrative portion that needs to get conducted back. Because remember, everything that we do at the fire department, it's turned into the state and to the federal system. So it goes through a NEFR system, and it's all accounted for on our end. So that's administrative time in putting our report into the system. Go ahead, Chief, next slide. So this is kind of another big question, is how is our rates compared to the other cities? So what I did here, I just got the local, I just kept it locally, and I also put up our state average. So the state average for fire inspections is $250 is what that rate is. So if we jump over to the city of El Central, that is a rate of $144. Imperial County right now is $70. However, the $70 is soon to change, and that is the county. I think they're going to renew their fee schedule on the fire department side, and they're going to be shooting for the $200, $250 range on theirs. The city of Brawley charges $140. And here in the city of Calexico, like I mentioned earlier, it was $167. So if you think about it, it's $11 a month is what you're paying for your fire inspection. Next slide, please. So how do I schedule my fire inspection? So when you guys pay, or when the public or the business pays their business license, on the back of their application, it's noted in the back, and it says what are the steps that you need to follow. And on the back of it, it says contact your local fire department. Here's the phone number. You call them to schedule your inspection. And the reason we do that is because the fire department doesn't always know when a new business is coming into town. So if they go back off of their application and follow all the steps in the back, you can schedule your business inspection. If you're not a new business and you're a business that's already been in service, you can still follow the same things. Or if not, call us at the firehouse, 760-768-2150, or you can call our inspector directly. I put his number up there. I don't know if he's going to appreciate it, but he has it. There's also an email for the people that are tech savvy. And I believe that is the end of my inspection. Do you have any, my inspection? Any questions? City Council?
Thank you very much, Fire Chief. Any questions?
I don't have any questions, thank you.
None?
Councilman Rising? No?
Yes.
Very informative.
Can,
Have a
we can answer
speaker?
the public comments, correct?
Okay, we can
I
do
don't-
that this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's agregado? They're two separate fees. One is for el costo del business license y el otro es el costo del fire costo. Sí. Sí. Okay.
Sí.
Yeah.
De los bomberos. Sí, también, yeah, see, if you go to the website of each city, they should have their fee schedule online. If they don't, go to City Hall, request their fee schedule and everything. They're just a local entity like us. We have to have that public information available. So all their numbers are on their fee schedule. Whether the internet or you can also do a site visit and you can probably get all that information.
Sí. Por ejemplo, para Business License, para los fees, lo que hice yo fue, no toda la información está en su website, entonces, pero el número que tienen de su business, de su oficina de negocios, yo llamé y la información me la proveyeron por teléfono. Nosotros llamamos a todas las ciudades y obtuvimos la información. Alguna de la información está en la website de las ciudades, pero no toda.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Very informative. That concludes our presentations. And now we move on to public comments and public appearances. City Clerk?
This is a time for the public to address the City Council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Mayor will recognize you when you come to the microphone. Please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. If your item you wish to comment on is on consent item, please comment now. City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council.
All right, very good. And I'll remind you that each person coming up is allowed 3 minutes. And I will be nice and tell you when your time is up. Plus, the microphones work very well, so there's really no need to yell or shout. And after that, let's go to our first public announcement.
Armando Martinez.
Bueno, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas noches, miembros del jurado, alcalde, público en general. El motivo de mi visita el día de hoy, bueno, yo soy Armando Martínez, soy miembro del BID, pero la razón que me trae el día de hoy es porque hice una petición, no sé si habrás entregado la carta que te había dejado en la junta anterior, Miguel, para los señores del concilio, o si posteriormente se la puedes entregar. Es solicitando a las partes que corresponden, en este caso no sé si sea de obras públicas y también a través de ustedes, a ver si pueden tomar en consideración que se haga una remoción o se arregle lo que viene siendo el callejón de la zona comercial que colinda en la calle Cuarta y Quinta entre las avenidas Emerson y Imperial, ya que de lo que yo tengo de tiempo en esa zona no se le ha hecho ningún mantenimiento y está en una condición muy deplorable. Entonces hice yo ese requerimiento a través de una carta que se las va a entregar Miguel para que tomen atención en ese asunto y ojalá y nos puedan resolver pues en la manera más inmediata, porque digo, ahí es una zona comercial, estamos pagando impuestos, las licencias y todas esas cosas, y nos gustaría que tomaran en consideración ese punto para que se vea bien esa calle y esté funcional. Hay muchos baches, el pavimento está completamente ya destrozado y necesariamente se ocupa que se arregle esa parte del pavimento. Por si lo toman ustedes en cuenta, ojalá y sea inmediato. Es todo.
Mr. Mayor, if I may
You
just
may
make a
interject
comment.
if you like.
Señor Martínez, nomás le comento que al día siguiente de nuestra junta,
Sí.
La información ya la empezamos a trabajar con el Departamento de Obra Pública.
Okay.
Primero lo que tenemos que ver es analizar lo que llevaría a hacer ese trabajo y en base en eso se hace una planeación.
Claro.
Ya teniendo esa información ya la podemos compartir con todos los compañeros que firmaron esa carta para darle respuesta formal a su petición.
Ok, le agradezco mucho, le aprecio. Gracias.
Thank you very much. Okay, next.
Juan Carlos González.
Buenas tardes, honorables miembros del concilio. La razón por la que quería intervenir en este momento era por algo que ocurrió en la sesión pasada de lunes de esta reunión de concilio, en donde dos temas particularmente me llamaron la atención y quería compartirlo con ustedes. Uno era acerca de la subestación eléctrica, que al final se redondeó con una afirmación de que gran parte del desarrollo de Calexico iba a estar detenido por esa falta de que se instalara esa subestación. Yo quería hacer una pregunta, sí, y era que por qué habitualmente los miembros del concilio, los regidores, no cuestionan esa afirmación en el sentido de que hay una regulación, la número 15, en la cual los inversionistas debían de pagar, y por qué tampoco sabemos de esa reunión que hubo con inversionistas de la marihuana, ¿sí? Con un miembro del distrito de irrigación y con el director de planeación. ¿Cuál fue el resultado y por qué no participaron todos? Sabemos que hay una parte de los inversionistas de la marihuana que sí van a tener luz. Esperamos que coincidentemente no sea un exregidor y su familia las que sí van a tener luz, ¿verdad? Y el otro asunto que me llamó la atención es que hay de tanto venir a las reuniones, uno va reconociendo a visitantes habituales, competiciones habituales, y uno de ellos ha venido de forma muy comedida, como le gusta a los regidores que lo hagan, sobre la tarifa del agua, y jamás he escuchado que le den una respuesta, y hay una respuesta que a mí me inquieta, sí, que es la siguiente. Sabemos que desde el año 2014 el distrito de irrigación redujo la tarifa con la que entrega el pie de acre de agua casi en un 70%, y sin embargo eso no se reflejó en lo absoluto en las tarifas de los consumidores, ¿sí? Estas dos preguntas se las hago a los tres únicos miembros del concilio que asisten, pero particularmente me hubiera gustado hacérsela al señor Pacheco y se la hago al señor Hodge, que hace 4 años asistieron a mi oficina para que los apoyara en su campaña. Les recuerdo que hace una semana se cumplió un año de que se cerró el incidente del Santo Tomás, y yo no reclamé nada porque yo no les pedí nada cuando les di mi apoyo y cuando además voté por ellos, ¿sí? Ciertamente no recibí ni siquiera una llamada de cortesía de qué cosas se nos podía ofrecer, pero como yo no pedí nada, no tengo nada que reclamar en ese tema.
Mr. Gonzalez,
Pero-
your time is up. Please conclude your remarks.
Pero en el tema, sí, de que como elector de esos dos miembros del concilio en particular, yo sí apoyaba una agenda que tenía que ver con la defensa de los consumidores, electores o votantes, ¿sí? Y ese silencio ante esos dos temas que representaría una respuesta a necesidades de los
Your
ciudadanos.
time is up, sir.
Sí, esa respuesta, ese silencio, yo no sé si es cómplice o es por ignorancia. Sí, la socialización de los costos o de las pérdidas y el beneficio privado. Yo únicamente puedo, casi no vino nadie.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez.
Okay. Entonces, señor Hodge,
Yes.
si a usted en particular se le digo que
But your
quisiéramos
time
una
is up, Mr.
respuesta,
Gonzalez. I'm sorry.
respuesta
Yeah.
pragmática, no una respuesta retórica. Sí, usted está para defender y estaré yo en sus mítines de cuando busca la reelección para preguntarle como elector.
All right.
Muchas
Thank
gracias.
you very much.
Caesar,
It's not being rude. I'm just going to interrupt you because you're allowed only 3 minutes. And please be aware that if you have questions, we're not able as council to answer them immediately. There's the standard that there is no dialogue or engagement, but during our council comments, if we wish to, we may be able to respond to your questions. Go right ahead, City Clerk.
Caesar Filesura?
Buenas noches. Soy César Figueroa, residente de Calexico. Ciertamente hay muchos temas que se tienen que tratar o tocar y es poco el tiempo el que hay, ¿verdad? Pero un tema importante es la seguridad. La seguridad no nada más para los comercios de Calexico, sino para los residentes de Calexico. Ciertamente la inseguridad y la delincuencia nos han rebasado. Platicando yo con el jefe de policía, la delincuencia ha rebasado a las autoridades. Mi pregunta es, señor Hodge, ¿qué está haciendo esta administración para darle certidumbre y seguridad a los residentes de Calexico?
I'm not allowed to answer, and also I'm sorry, I don't understand Spanish that well.
Okay.
And we don't have translators tonight.
Okay, imagino que ya tienen un análisis de las calles primera, segunda y tercera, que son las importantes, la calle Imperial, del nivel de delincuencia que hay. Platicando yo con compañeros en la Plaza García, una persona armada, y ya se lo habíamos comentado, una persona armada entró a uno de los locales amenazando a una de nuestras compañeras, y no pasa nada, no hay autoridades que nos protejan. Es algo grave, sumamente grave. ¿Qué van a hacer respecto a eso? Gracias.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Practicing my Spanish, but not there yet. Next.
Pedro Ortiz.
Welcome, Mr. Ortiz.
Señor Hodge, mucho
Yes.
gusto de verlo. No sé si a usted le gusta verme, pero bueno. Yo no sé por qué tanta insistencia en querernos calmar los 3 minutos a nosotros que somos realmente las personas a las que usted nos representa. Hace unas sesiones pasadas vino el señor Escobar y hasta casi le aplaudiste, se tardó 5 minutos. Y a nosotros nos estás callando, pero sí rápido. Traemos quejas, traemos problemas, nos estás representando y no parece así. Nos quieres callar, nos quieres poner una mordaza. ¿Cuál es tu problema? Esa es tu función, atendernos, escucharnos. Sé consciente, por favor, te lo pido. Ok, señores, yo también me informé un poco sobre la subestación, que mi administrador, el señor Dale, está muy insistente en que la pongan. Yo vivo en esa área, en la noroeste de la ciudad de Calexico. No tenemos hasta ahorita ningún problema de apagones ni nada. Pero bueno, si él dice, él es el experto, que por eso lo tienen contratado, ¿no? Por experto. Pero me informé y me dicen que no es necesaria. En el dominio de los datos públicos dice que no se necesita. Inclusive tenemos subestación para darle a algunos de los empresarios que quieren traer el cannabis. Pero como dice la sección 15, el que quiera poner un negocio, pues que le invierta, ¿no? Yo cuando puse mi negocio, pues le invertí. El negocio que tengo no tiene gas, y si quiero ponerle gas, pues le tengo que poner gas, o dígame si le mando la cuenta para que usted me apoye con eso, para poner mi restaurante en forma como yo quisiera. Lo que yo no entiendo es de quién representa usted, si al pueblo o a inversiones que no son de aquí, en su mayoría, que ese dinero no se va a quedar aquí, señor. Y si esas personas a final de cuentas deciden, ¿saben qué? No me fue negocio, nos vamos a tener que ir. La subestación se va a quedar y la subestación la vamos a seguir pagando nosotros, los residentes de la ciudad de Calexico. Que claro, en el recibo no va a aparecer un cargo extra por la subestación que se les ocurrió a las personas ponerlas porque venían a invertir a Calexico. No, señor, pero de que se va a incrementar, se va a incrementar. Porque alguien tiene que pagar esa subestación. Y si no la paga esa gente, la vamos a pagar el pueblo de Calexico. Y eso no se me hace justo. Que ustedes como representantes de nosotros estén permitiendo eso. Gracias, señor.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Next, anyone else?
Jesús Escobar.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Assistant Manager Figueroa, Manager Dale, Señor Campos, Mr. Reyes Fernandez, Mayor Hodge, Mr. Risen, Migavi. Two quick items, because I know I'm under the clock. New River, USMCA, which we all know is the new NAFTA, or what I call NAFTA 2.1. It's basically not officially approved, it's basically there. There's a $300 million designation, which I'm hoping you know or you will find out very soon, for water issues related to the flow of water from south to north, which basically is quote-unquote the New River. There was an article in the Union Tribune, which is misrepresentation of the facts. Yes, the Tijuana River can apply, and I repeat, can apply for some of this funding, but it's not designated for the Tijuana River. It's designated for any water issues related to the northern transfer of water from Mexico to the U.S. Added to that, we have $250 million available through NADBank. So it's a total of $515 million that we have to apply for. Now, there's issues in New Mexico, there's the Tijuana River, there's the New River. At the end of the day, what we need to do is band together, county and city, hand in hand, and kick some butt and get this money. What we need for a water sewage treatment plant in Calexico is roughly $100 to $120 million. So it's well within the coffers of this current designation, and that's where we come into play. Should we stop with Plan B as far as the help me out here,
You're talking about the diversion?
Yes, thank you. The diversion of the New River so that basically Las Casitas can have clean water flowing through their backyard? Absolutely not, because that's Plan B, and that would be funded by California, versus Plan A, which would be funded partially through NADBank, partially through the federal government, but again, stressing the word federal. Plan A, federal, Plan B, state. So I think we should push both agendas and again, work with the county hand in hand, especially with Plan A, which involves federal funding. Second topic, new port of entry. Good news, bad news scenario is a glass half empty or glass full. Not sure if you're aware, we were basically awarded funding to increase port of entry, what we call the west port of entry, from 10 to 16 lanes, which is a good thing. We were not awarded the rebuild of the pedestrian port of entry. I just walked the pedestrian port of entry. There was 2 people there yet last night. I had an hour wait at the border. So I think it's, unfortunately, it's not necessarily a function of size, it's a function of personnel. Having said that, again, glass half empty, glass half full. We will have appropriations for 6 additional lanes. This will be coming up in 2020. Somebody's going to yank my chain in a couple seconds. It will be coming up in
Time is
2020,
almost
but
up.
we will not have the pedestrian port of entry construction funding until potentially the 2020 cycle. Thank you. Merry Christmas to all. Let's be safe and let's have a good time with family and friends.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Jesus is the
Escobar.
reason for the season.
Thank you. Good information.
Alberto
Next.
Alviso.
Muy buenas noches, miembros del concilio, managers y ciudad de Calexico. La razón por la que vengo a hablar hoy es porque hemos estado hablando temas sobre los costos de las licencias. Tuvimos una reunión con ustedes hace unos días, pero lo más importante aquí es para nosotros que somos como comerciantes de SWAT meets, ¿cuál sería un plan que piensan trabajar? Porque varios compañeros, cuando Santo Tomás existía, tenían negocio en Las Palmas y tenían negocio en Santo Tomás y pagaban 2 licencias diferentes cuando es un mismo negocio que es un SWAT meet. Entonces quería proponerles a ustedes, mejor dicho, que si van a tener un plan de cómo hacer un sistema que funcione con una sola licencia para los diferentes SWAT meets que vayan a existir en la ciudad. En nuestro caso, un grupo de comerciantes nos juntamos y abrimos un pequeño negocio pues que se llama también Calexico Indoor SWAT Meet. Entonces pues 2, 3 compañeros de ahí también van a Las Palmas a trabajar allá y se acerca el tiempo de pagar licencias y queremos pues ahora sí que hagan un ajuste, si se puede hacer un ajuste en eso, ¿no? Que no estén pagando varias licencias para tener pues el mismo negocio o la misma clase de negocio en diferentes lugares. Ese es uno. Y otro tema es sobre la no me acuerdo el nombre, pero es la AB 626, ¿cuál es el estatus de la función de esa regla donde pueden trabajar desde comida, o sea, como hacer un tipo de restaurante desde su casa? Si ya hay algún avance, y si ya hay el avance, ¿cómo va a funcionar las licencias sobre esos tipos de negocios también? Gracias.
Thank you.
Mayor Hodge, I have an update on 626, if it's okay with you.
Yes, go right ahead, Supervisor.
Buenas noches. Referente al reglamento, se me perdió, perdón. Referente al reglamento 626, que es básicamente las cocinas en casa, con un máximo de un empleado. Se acaba de aprobar a nivel condado. Cuando se aprueba en el condado, se aprueba para todo el Valle Imperial, en este caso para todo el condado imperial. Si el condado no lo hubiera aprobado, se niega para todo el condado imperial. Pero en este caso, el día de ayer en sesión pues no de cabildo, pero sesión del condado se aprobó basado en ciertos reglamentos, pero en general ya se aprobó aquí a nivel condado y es inmediato.
¿Cuándo se puede empezar ya?
Yo creo que posteriormente se va a llevar información a todas las ciudades del condado para que se las pueda dar en este foro, ¿no? Que es en sesión de cabildo. Entonces yo creo que en unas cuantas semanas. Desafortunadamente pasó en el área de Navidad, en lo que pues estamos un poco desparciados, ¿no? Pero
Supervisor Escobar, nada más para añadir lo que usted comenta y atender los comentarios del señor Albizu. Lo siguiente es que el Departamento de Salud Pública del condado va, a través de su staff, va a venir a cada municipio a dar una presentación de cómo implementar el programa y el rol que cada ciudad va a tener. Entonces, en este foro se va a presentar esa información por parte del Departamento del Condado.
gracias.
Thank you.
Victor Legaspi.
Hello, everyone. Well, in a happy note, hello, council, city manager, assistant city manager, and the public. Today we had our 16th annual Kids and Badges here at Denny's. That's where it all started. We had 30 kids in attendance, 30 underprivileged kids in attendance. Some of them have never been to Denny's. Some of them have never been to Denny's.
I know.
So, and I'd like to thank Rosie and Mr. Hodge and Morris for attending, and David Dale, Carla Labados, Lisette, and for, I don't know if I missed anybody else, but thank you for your attendance. But we have 30 kids. Oh, Mr. Munoz, thank you for showing up. They helped us in chaperoning these kids. From there, Denny's, we had some entertainment. We had an outstanding performance from the Gomez twins. I know. So, and we had an awesome guitar player, a police officer from Calexico performing up there. So from there, we went to, we paraded the kids around in a police unit. And then from there, we drove to Walmart. And the reindeers couldn't make it, but Reach showed up with Santa Claus. Santa Claus showed up. Also, I'd like to thank Lisette for being there. She donated 30 goodies, giveaways, books from the library. Reach showed up with Santa Claus. Santa Claus came out and said hi to all 30 kids. You know, we were singing Santa stuff to the kids. He loved it. And from there, we entered Walmart, and each kid received $100 worth of gifts. So they all had smiles. Some of these kids came in with a list given to them by their parents. We said, no, get what you want. So they did. So I'd like to thank the fire department for assisting us at Kids and Badges, Reach for being there, the helicopter, Pulse Photography, and the people that donated, Rosie Fernandez, Camarena Memorial Library, Chief Gonzalo Gerardo. Last time I called him Gonzalez, but call him Chalo. And Juarez Lincoln Club. So from there, the kids left with a smile. One of the parents approached the chief and I and said, what can we do for the police department? And all we said was, just pray for us. Thank you, and just send us your prayers. So thank you for those that attended, and we had a great time, and we're ready for next year, for the 17th annual. So hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was very successful. It brought smiles to the children's faces. Next. That is all. That concludes public comments and announcements. Now we move on to City Council comments and reports of meetings attended. Councilwoman Fernandez, have anything to say?
Okay, I just want to thank everybody for that participated in the parade. It was a very good parade, and you and Mr. Romero did a very good job in the park.
Thank you.
And of course, all the staff that participated, as well with the awards luncheon that was done yesterday. It was quite amazing to see so many people that are still working in our city, especially like our Yolanda Yon that was, presented with a plaque for 40 years, so what does that tell you? That we do have people that do like working in Calexico.
Yes.
And it was a very, very well organized luncheon. I want to thank the staff and everybody that participated. And of course, I want to thank Mr. Legasio for his hard work today. It was just overwhelming for me, especially when they asked those kids how many had been in Denny's, and you see their little hands go up. Had never been in Denny's, So, anyways, thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Rice?
Yes, I just want to piggyback what Councilwoman Rosie said. It was a great event. The parade, everything it all fit in pretty good. And thank you all for whoever went there. Thank you very much. It was very, very, very,
Very good.
successful.
Good. That's it, sir? Okay, I do want to thank the city staff and administration, especially Norma, for working so very hard for the Christmas parade. I considered it very successful, and today's Kids and Badges was a wonderful event. The comment here, the time has come, I believe, to raise employees' salaries across the board. We have to do this in a diligent and expeditious manner because they deserve it. And some will be working below minimum wage starting January 2020. And you know that's illegal. We can't have it. So I'd like for administration to focus on that and get started in working it out where we can raise appropriately the wages across the board. And that's it for me on city council comments. We'll move forward to city managers reporting. Mr. Dale?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to piggyback on what was said about the employee recognition lunch. It really, I think, I don't know what the number of years, but 15 years, I think, since we've recognized employees' years of service, and I think we recognized something like 50 or 60 employees.
And I want to thank Gabby Garcia also. She worked very hard.
Yes, Gabby.
We had one, as you said, that yes, it was definitely, she was the leader. One employee 40 years, other employees 35 years, 30 years, 25, 20. It was amazing to see that, and it seemed like that it was really well received. And I would like to thank you, council members, as well. You served, and as it's written, the greatest of you shall be the servants of all. And you served, and you also put in your own money, and so we appreciate that. And the department heads also put their own money into this. So it was a really, really great lunch. We had a number of prizes that were donations from all across the county, and it was really well received. So thank you for attending.
City Manager Dale, if I may?
Yes.
I'd like to thank the committee that worked on the luncheon because they did
Yes.
such an amazing job. They all worked so hard on this event.
It was a greatly planned, great event all around, and well received. Thank you for your help on that. Also like to piggyback on our sergeant's presentation. Many of you might know or not know, sometimes when the kids bring their stuff up to the register, it goes over $100. And that means the officers put their own money in. So thank you for that, and thank you for what you do for the community, because it really does make a difference.
Thank you. Mr. Figueroa?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and council members. I do want to provide an update on the much-talked grant that we received from the Southern California Association of Governments for downtown, the $200,000 for the Rockwood Plaza Promenade that we've been talking for the past months. The Public Works Manager, Ms. Liliana Falomir, and myself had a conversation with who is our point of contact at SCAG for this project, and I think it's important to keep you folks abreast as to how that is going. At this point right now, SCAG will begin the process of doing a competitive bid process to select a consultant. That consultant is going to be assigned to 5 projects, including Calexico's, so they're going to guide us through the 6 months of the demonstration project that I've presented and talked about at commissions and at this forum as well. So Ms. Falomir and I will also have the opportunity to provide feedback on the RFP that's going to be issued by the state. And that's, I believe, very important because we can factor in the needs that we want to be considered in that document. So we're going to be doing that in the following weeks. And then one of the things that I do want to highlight is that I asked the question, given that there's going to be one consultant for 5 projects, that in essence, like the other ones, we didn't want Calexico's to be left behind. So we made emphasis that we are ready to get that project done because there are other elements that are beginning to get implemented, some of them spearheaded by the police department, and others that this council has approved as well. So on that note, I do want to keep you informed of that. So it's moving.
Appreciate
it's moving
that.
forward. The second item that I want to talk about, I have Vice Chairman Martinez from the BID here. We had a meeting, which I want to say was a very productive meeting. If any of you want to look at the agenda, it was a progressive agenda. We talked about grants, we talked about monies that could be considered and brought down. We talked about concepts that could help the development of downtown to go hand in hand with the action plan that this council approved. We had the attendance of a couple of business owners from downtown as well. Progress is being made, not as fast as we would all want, but the bid is coming together and aligning with the things that need to get done.
Good news, good news. Thank you very much, Mr. Figueroa. Okay, that concludes the city manager's report. We do not have a consent agenda items this evening, so we move right on to discussion and potential items. Item number 7, and let me see, the subject is request for home occupancy permit application fee waiver by the ATI Baja California Fundación International AC. Mr. Dell, would you like to give a little background to that?
I'll defer to our planning consultant.
Defer to Chris Velasco. Okay, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, council, members of the public. I'm here to present on this item. So we received a request, a formal request, to give to the council a fee waiver proposal for home occupancy license for the ATI Baja California Foundation. And in essence, what I'm going to recommend now is that we deny the waiver because the home occupancy permit application fees go for the inspection. They pay for the inspector, our building inspector, to go in and check on the property and to make sure that it conforms to the California Building Code. It's a one-time fee. Although TUPs often are waived for nonprofits, there is very little precedence for waiving of home occupancy permit application fees, and it would negatively affect the budget of the Development Services Department.
Okay, thank you. And the amount of that fee is $274.
$274, one-time fee.
One-time fee.
Yes, sir.
Any comments, City Council?
No. Is that one time for a year?
No, it's a one-time fee, sir, that's paid to the building division, and that fee is used to pay for the inspection of the premises.
I believe the proponent is here, if they might want to say something.
Yes. We have representatives?
I have a
This
speaker.
foundation? Yes,
Ms.
come
Karina
forward.
Cuyacha.
Public comment?
Buenas tardes, pues, Mayor Bill Och y honorables miembros del concilio. Como ustedes, pues, me conocen, ¿verdad? Soy representante de Fundación AUTI, presidente. Nosotros tenemos ya 3 años, vamos para 4 años trabajando en la ciudad de Calexico por las familias de Calexico en el tema de la inclusión, la adaptación social que necesitan los niños y sus familias para salir adelante. Calexico, las familias de Calexico no tienen mucho acceso a este tipo de programas por la situación en la que se encuentra Calexico. El Valle Imperial, desde hace 4 años, según las cifras de CELFA, hay más de 1,500 familias que padecen este trastorno en su casa con hijo. Hay familias que tienen 2, 3 niños, no un solo niño. El autismo es una necesidad latente y está visible en nuestra ciudad. Yo quiero agradecerles, aprovechar el estar aquí para agradecerles el que se nos haya tomado en cuenta para el evento del Oktoberfest. y haber apoyado nuestra causa y también haber colaborado con ustedes, ¿verdad?, para el objetivo del evento. Gracias a ese evento obtuvimos una donación de hace unos días de $442, creo, algo así, y la cual estamos muy agradecidos. El interés de ese recurso era destinado para hacer algunas actividades este fin de año con los niños. Nosotros somos un organismo que no tenemos recursos. Hemos venido trabajando con pequeñas aportaciones que hemos conseguido a través de pequeños donadores, porque nosotros no tenemos fondos, recursos para poder disponer para hacer este tipo de pagos. Nosotros somos un organismo que lo estamos formando, la mayoría del board, de los miembros, somos padres de familia, que tenemos hijos con autismo. Estamos luchando por esta causa, por salir adelante con nuestros hijos y tratando de empoderarlos ellos y empoderar a los padres de familia que llevan este tema en sus hombros. Nosotros estamos pidiendo la licencia porque efectivamente nosotros, como no somos un organismo que no tenemos fondos, no podemos rentar una oficina o un local comercial, ¿sí? No tenemos un establecimiento propio todavía y estamos utilizando el domicilio propio para poder trabajar desde el hogar, que prácticamente es una oficina. No tenemos fondos y por lo tanto pues hicimos la petición y quisiera que se nos consideraran porque pues no hay cómo pagar la licencia. Somos un organismo que a pesar que hemos estado generando acciones a lo largo de estos últimos 4 años, pues tenemos la intención de estar en regla con todo y lo único que nos falta es la licencia. Somos un organismo no profit desde el 2017 y el único paso que nos falta por terminar para estar en regla como se debe ser aquí es la licencia. Por esa razón nos invitaron por parte de la ciudad de Calexico a participar en el desfile navideño, pero no quisimos participar porque nos falta la licencia, ¿verdad? Y queremos cumplir en forma y en regla con todo, ¿no? Entonces, por esa razón no participamos en el desfile de Navidad y queremos seguir participando en las ferias y en otros eventos, pero pues necesitamos el permiso de la ciudad y es una cantidad que realmente nosotros no la tenemos ahorita disponible para hacerlo. Muchas gracias.
Very good. Thank you. Any more comments?
Does this organization have a 501c?
Señor Julcacha, ¿la organización está registrada con el Estado como una organización no lucrativa?
Sí, el nombre en el Estado es como ustedes lo acaban de mencionar, Auti Fundación Baja California. El fictitious name es Auti Fundación en corto, que es el que manejamos para todo, ¿no? El nombre ficticio. Pero somos un organismo que desde 2017 está por el IRS aprobado como 501c3. De hecho, los papeles yo se los hice llegar para el evento del Beer Fest, creo que por ahí los deben de tener, la carta del IRS y todo está en regla totalmente.
Well, I commend you for doing the work that you're doing. And it is a growing and prevailing health problem and social problem, autism. So, and we have just established that you are legitimate. I personally feel that we should waive the fee, excuse me. But that's my opinion. Council, any more comments before we vote?
I personally would like to ask a little bit more questions.
Go right ahead.
We're by the report Mr. Velasquez is giving us, what I find is that if we waive their fees, which means that possibly the other people are going to come in.
Yeah, so it's common practice for, we cannot waive fees at the Development Services Department without council action. So the reason why I recommended denial is that because if we waive this person's or this organization's fee, then other organizations will come and in essence it will negatively affect the budget of the Development Services Department because it takes us time and resources to process every application. We have to go and look them up, check their, so for this case, 501c3 status, I had to go and take a look into the state's records. We have to inspect the premises. There's a whole host of actions that need to take place, And those actions cost staff time, and staff time costs money. And so it's a little different because temporary use permits, we've given waivers historically. However, I haven't found one since I've been here that we've done a waiver for a home occupancy a permit application. It could cause other organizations, other 501c3s, to petition to waive fees for business licenses, home occupation, inspection fees, building permit fees, and then it opens up a whole host of issues going forward that could negatively affect the budget of the Development Services Department.
¿Ha pedido donations de gente o no ha habido personas que han podido?
Realmente, le soy sincera, y la persona que lleva la cuestión de la contabilidad de la fundación es la señora Marisa Hurtado, que nos está ayudando con eso también. Yo de mi bolsa propia sostengo la cuenta del banco.
I'm sorry, es que no lo puedo oír bien.
Okay. Realmente les soy sincera, de la cuenta personal mía sostengo la cuenta de banco de la fundación.
Entonces la cuenta todavía está a su nombre, o sea, no.
No. La cuenta de la fundación tiene su propia cuenta de banco, pero no tenemos recursos y es muy poco lo que nosotros conseguimos de donaciones, prácticamente para sacar, por ejemplo, eventos adelante, como ahora que tuvimos el evento de Halloween, lo hicimos con donaciones y nada más, y no se queda recurso en la cuenta porque conseguimos $100, $200, a veces nos dan donaciones en especie. Realmente la cuenta no tiene un saldo mayor de 200, 300, ahorita tiene los $442 que hay, y a veces la tenemos en cero y yo de mi bolsa tengo que ponerle 20, 40, $60 para que se mantenga el saldo y no nos cierre la cuenta porque la fundación no tiene recursos.
All right. No, they want this for permanent. Is that?
So the home occupancy permit is a one-time application fee.
Can we? Is there any way we can do it for maybe 1 year and they can bring it back in a year, or at that time we can?
So Councilman Resident, the fee and the permit, the application for which they're requesting a waiver is only applied one time, right? So it's not like a fire inspection fee. Fire inspection fees happen every year. Business inspection or business license fees happen every year. This is a one-time fee that is charged by the building division for processing of this particular permit. So once they get one of these permits, they don't have to get another one unless they move places. So if they move addresses, locations, then they would have to get a new home occupancy permit.
Well, I would like to get it if they can get it for 1 year, and then bring it back in a year, if it's possible. Is it legal? I mean,
what he's saying is not. It's
just a one-time fee.
One-time fee, and Mr. Morris, Mr. Risen, I'm sorry to say, but if we do this, then we're going to open up a can of worms. I know this is a good cause, but I am thinking, I'm following. That's what we have Mr. Velasquez here for, to do the legwork for us and to give us a recommendation. I mean, this is.
Well, I'm always for. I like waiving the nonprofit organizations. It could open a can of worms, but.
All right, let's take the vote. The request is for home occupancy permit application fee waiver by the ADI Baja California Fundación International AC. So is there a motion to waive this fee? City Attorney, would that be the right approach?
It would just a motion to approve the item or waive the fee.
Which is to waive the fee?
Correct.
Okay.
So either or would be
All
sufficient.
right. Is there a motion to waive the fee? I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I do.
Okay. Please make a note that Councilwoman Fernandez has said no to this item. 2 ayes and 1 no. All right. Thank you very much. We move on to agenda item number 8.
I don't think she knows. You want to tell her?
Muchas gracias.
Okay.
Yeah, it passes.
Approval of the elimination of the street sweeper position and the reclassification of one employee to street painter and revision of the salary schedule to reflect the new range. City Manager Dale?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, this is the item that we promised that we would bring when we got the approval of the street sweeping services and trash contract. So this is it. We did meet and confer with the CMEA and came to an agreement, and this is what's before you.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this agenda item?
I make a motion that we approve
All right.
item 8.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
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 It passes unanimously. This is item number 9. Subject, adopt a resolution approving recordation of final map subdivision 058-030-097. In parentheses, it says 2 lots, hyphen, cloak tract, end of parentheses. Any background on this, gentlemen?
Yes, on Monday, the Planning Commission approved the tentative parcel map for for APN 058-030-097. This is at the corner of Cole and Vandegraff. And so what this applicant is requesting, which was approved tentatively by the Planning Commission, was a subdivision of a 2.37 acre parcel. And what they're proposing, which has been approved by Planning Commission, is a subdivision for parcel 1 and parcel 2. So it has one parcel and you'd create 2. One is 1 acre and one is 2.37 acres. And it's in a commercial highway zoned area of the city. And so the Planning Division recommends that we take that the City Council approve the resolution approving the recordation of a final map subdivision 058-030-097.
Thank you. Any
I make
public comments? Not on this issue, item. Councilman Risen, did you want to say something?
I make a motion that we approve.
No?
That's the next one.
Okay.
I make
All
a
right.
I make a motion to approve number
Is there
9.
a second?
I second.
Second. And
The recommendation of the Planning Commission.
All right, very good. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, passes unanimously. Now on to agenda item number 10, purchase of a new server for upgrade on 12 additional cameras for Cesar Chavez Boulevard and Parks by the Calexico Police Department. Chief?
Yes, good evening, council members and audience. All I'm asking is for what it's there. We have some cameras and automatic license plate readers that have not gone up because Caltrans did not approve for us to put them on their poles. We couldn't get the encroachment permit approved by Caltrans since we installed the cameras back.
How long has that been?
It's been about 3 years
Wow.
now. So this following fiscal year, our contract is over with a company that sold us those cameras, and I need to get them installed. So now that we have Cesar Chavez, I think that would be the best place to mount all these existing cameras, and whatever we have left over, we're going to put them in parks that need cameras.
All right, very good. Any public comments on this item, City Clerk? No.
You want to describe the funding?
So the funding source on that's coming through Measure D funds.
Okay.
I did speak with Ms. Falomir and also with Mark Baza, and we were told that we could use money for that since all the cameras that are being put up are actually going to be monitoring Cesar Chavez traffic and the automated license plate readers.
Well, for me, I'm sure that it's well needed. It's a good idea to implement the cameras. Fiscal impact will be $35,158, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's coming on Measure D.
Measure
and
D.
Measure D, which is good. Okay, is there a motion to approve this agenda item?
I'll make a motion that we approve item
Aye.
number 10.
Made by Councilman Rison, is there a
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Fernandez. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to number 11. Okay. This one has been a little contentious. Here is the subject. Adopt a resolution approving recordation of final map subdivision number 058-756-036 and 058-756-037. In parentheses, it indicates 4 lots, Meadows East Unit 1. Please give us some background on this one.
Hi, Council and General Public. So I'm going to give you two. There's two things to say about this item. One is the item on your agenda in your staff report, and it differs from what the Planning Commission approved. So on Monday, the Planning Commission amended the proposed subdivision to 3 parcels. From 2 parcels to, amended the map from a subdivision to 4 parcels to 3. So each of those parcels are approximately 1.97 acres in size. And they added a stipulation here that they be a minimum 60 feet in width and the corner lot a minimum of 65 feet in width. So that's what occurred on Monday's Planning Commission meeting. So it differs from what you have
Yes.
in the agenda staff report. The agenda staff report, the original recommendation was for the City Council to adopt a resolution approving the recordation of a final map, subdivision 058-756-036 and 058-756-037. This parcel is at the corner of Margarita Street and Emil Hashem Avenue. And the original recommendation was to approve it. What it would have done was create 4 parcels out of 2 parcels. Parcels 1, 2, and 3 are approximately 0.152 acres in size, and parcel number 4 is approximately 0.140 acres in size, and parcel 4 was to be deed restricted as affordable for moderate income. And so that is the difference you have between the agenda staff report and then what the Planning Commission did as they amended it.
So what are we going to vote on? Are we going to vote on originally how it was, or do we make an amendment and then vote?
Well, I think I'll defer to our city attorney, but I think you could approve it as it was submitted or send it back for revisions.
I would send it back for revision.
Yeah, that sounds like the most practical.
If I'm incorrect,
thing to do.
city attorney, is that the correct?
Go ahead.
What we have before us right now, what was teed up for, I guess, in other words, what was set up for today was a subdivision for 4 parcels. So that's what we have on that's what we have right now on the agenda. The staff recommendation, because that was only on, Planning Commission recommendation, because that was only on Monday. That item hasn't been prepared for this today's City Council. So the City Council today could
Vote yes or no on this item.
Could vote to approve going from 2 to 4 parcels, because you have a map here that subdivides the 2 parcels into 4. So that's ready. If council was going to support the Planning Commission recommendation, I would recommend, we move this to a future date, and we may have to go back to Planning Commission or bring that back with the appropriate map. And obviously, we want to talk to the applicant and see what their thoughts on. I'm not sure if 3 parcels would work for them in any event. So for tonight, if you were going to approve applicant's request to go to 4, we could take that action tonight. If council wanted to support Planning Commission recommendation, which was to go to 3 parcels, then we'd continue to have future date. And we may have to go to Planning Commission, but the minimum 2, we'd want to talk to the applicant to see whether or not even 3 parcels would make sense for them.
And he has a presentation.
Correct.
So we will respect that and allow you to give the presentation.
I just want to note that I was here at the planning commission meeting. I've seen it.
Oh, and council, another consideration I forgot to mention, because this is a resolution, we would need 3 votes, one way or another, for this item. So you would have to be unanimous in whatever direction or vote we took. You need to be unanimous. If we have a 2-1, that means there's no action, and that's only because it's a resolution and we need 3 affirmative votes, one way or another.
Good evening, honorable city council members. Okay, this is Margarita Street project. Okay, this is what we have right now. We have currently 2 parcels, and what we submitted is this, 4 parcels. What we're gonna do here, this is the tentative planning map that we submitted. And Margarita Street project, okay, first of all, the value of a real estate property is determined by many factors such as location, size, quality, and age. Of course, the lot size is important, but what we build on it is even more important. What will we build on Margarita Street is this. This is the elevation plan. We are talking about 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bedrooms, 3-car garage, in a total living area of 2,678 square feet. This is the site plan in the backyard of the north. This is the main floor, including a master suite, 1.5 bedrooms. This is the second floor, which includes another master suite, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And this is how it could look when finished. We have the 4 houses. This is the block view, how it looks when the current houses and adding the new ones. And this is the aerial view. Okay, concerns about Margarita Street project. Small, low-income business houses will be built. Okay, in fact, we're gonna build large houses of high value. This is the size and the estimated price of sale. Unfairly new residents will pay less property taxes. With these sale prices, we're gonna collect, well, the county will collect almost $5,000 in property taxes. The architectural harmony will be broken. That is incorrect. The new houses will have the architectural style of the area. The exclusivity of the area will be lost. The high prices will keep the area exclusive. And the value of the properties of the area will fall. That is not correct. Given the excess demand, sales price will be high and the value of the square foot will increase. Here is a property tax comparison. You may see all the 5 houses right now in this cul-de-sac. The average value or assessed value for these houses are $390,000, and they are paying on average $4,600. And the benefits. County of Imperial will increase its property tax collection from $2,000 to $1,800 thousands annually. City of Calexico will earn 47,000 in impact fees, and Calexico School District will earn upfront 50,000 in school fees. You may see the variation or the change between the current situations and the new one. Well, this is all. I just want to read a little words. After this, I ask City Council to approve, submit it, and follow a staff recommendation. If approval is uncertain, I respectfully request that this matter be continued to the next City Council meeting so that I can ask my attorney, Ryan Childers, to provide his input. Please do not take this as some kind of threat, because I don't intend it as such. Rather, I will simply be seeking Mr. Childers' expertise and instructing him to work collaboratively with the staff and the city to come to an agreeable resolution. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm a little confused.
Question.
Yeah, I'm still a little confused. Mr. Velasquez, again, maybe I'm a little bit lost here.
Yes, ma'am.
It's 4 homes?
Yes.
Or 3 homes?
4. So this on your agenda staff report is 4, right? So there's 2 parcels right now, and the ask is to divide these 2 parcels into 4 parcels, and then the applicant is requesting the recordation of the final map. But it differs from what the Planning Commission did on Monday. Planning Commission amended the resolution, and they made it to 3 parcels with stipulation of minimum widths 60, 60, and 65 for the corner lot. And so by doing that, they took out the last sort of condition of approval in
Which is
the
affordable
original
housing.
Yes.
If you can go back, can you go back to the pictures? Back. Más para atrás. The back. That one here. You see how they have 4 parcels? What the Planning Commission is recommending, that, and those empty lots, to make it 3 empty lots. It'll be
Covering that
proportion.
whole area.
It'll be proportion to those 3 homes that are on top. See those 3 homes up there? It'll be exactly the same as those. That's what they recommend. Instead of doing 4.
But we have 4 right now.
No, there's 2 lots. There's 2 lots right
Yeah,
now.
but what it
He
is.
wants 4.
He wants 4.
He wants 4. And one of them.
But planning is recommending 3.
Planning Commission is recommending 3.
Planning
Yes.
Commission.
Yeah, they're recommending 3, so they can line up with the 3 that are on top. See that? On the next block over. So hey, go with recommendation from the planning.
I have a speaker, sir.
Oh, there's a speaker?
You have a speaker, please.
Mr. Guillermo Musia.
Guillermo Musillo, 1196 Margarita. My family happens to own two houses in the cul-de-sac. And at the meeting, at the planning commission meeting, there was plenty of people opposing this that didn't show up. I see 2 gentlemen here. You know, don't get scared by attorneys. I mean, we purchased over 20 years ago, and the lots were supposed to be uniform with the whole track. We were told that it was a house per lot, not 2 houses per lot. My mother's house is the one next door. I should have split it if I would have known this. I suggest that you don't vote on this tonight.
Yeah.
By the way, you don't have a full
Right.
full council anyways.
That's my opinion, Mr.
And
Hermosillo.
there was a whole lot of people on Monday opposing it. There wasn't one person that agreed to it.
I concur with you.
We had people from Jasmine, Rosas, and Margarita. We're only 3 neighbors in Margarita at the cul-de-sac. So, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that as mayor, that we're not a full council tonight. This is a very important item, and, I would feel more comfortable if we tabled it and wait until January, when hopefully we have a full council. Mr. Figueroa, concerns?
Mr. Figueroa, is the time of the essence?
That whatever this council decides, it's properly
Yeah.
recorded.
And I will add, Mr. Mosillo, that we're not afraid of, like you mentioned,
No.
attorneys.
So, any other comments by council?
What? You wanna come?
Did you fill out a slip, sir? Okay, okay, this concerns you? You may come forward then. I'll allow it.
Good evening. My name is David Beltran, and I'm the professional land surveyor that assists the client. And this is about more of law. It's not of what we feel. I understand your feelings about having 3 lots and make it consistent, but we're actually trying to follow the law, the local ordinances and the subdivision map act. So one of the reasons that we went, that's what we have law. If we have variance, in case we don't meet the specific sizes, we try to analyze it and make sure that we have the setbacks, the zoning, and try to accommodate what my client's trying to build there. So if you have any questions, I'm the professional land surveyor that prepared the map, and I don't want to make, my feeling is that I don't want somebody saying, well, it's got to be 2 lots, so it have to be 3 lots. One of the things is we have to follow the subdivision map act of what dictates or what we can do subdivide the land. So I just want to make the comment and make sure that it's not about feeling, it's about, are we consistent with the law, basically.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody have questions for the gentleman? No? Again, I just feel we should table it. I would feel better if we had the involvement of the other council members. That's my opinion.
I mean, it's very confusing because I live in that area.
Is it time sensitive, Mr. Figueroa or Mr. Dale? It is for this
from
gentleman.
3 to 4 lots, it's kind of, how can you build, 3 homes and
Sure.
then come back and say you could build 4 the same size and with the same, that's confusing.
Yes. So the Calexico Municipal Code allows for a variance in minimum lot sizes for planned communities and projects with affordable housing, provided that the lot size should only be reduced if appropriate amenities or affordability criteria are met. And that was the basis for the Planning Division's initial recommendation.
I agree with you, Mr.
Do you? Thank you. Mr. Risen, any comments?
No comment.
All right, we'd like to table this item.
Yeah, then the motion would be to continue the item to the next city
Okay.
council meeting.
Is there a motion to continue this item to the next council meeting in late January? Is there a motion? Motion?
For the
I make a
applicant,
motion that we
All right,
table it.
comfortable with that? Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
right, aye. All right, sir, we want to do you right, so we want to have a little more time, and we want the full council here, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we want to do it, we want to be as fair as possible on this item. All right, next item, number 12. Authorize the city manager to sign amendment number 2 to the agreement of professional services with 10 Over Studio Incorporated for architectural services, permitting, bid assistance, and construction and administration of the Calexico Fire Headquarters Station located at 430 East 5th Street. Background, please?
Yeah, I've got the fire chief here.
All right.
The good news is that we are right about ready to send that project out to bid. Is that correct? Go ahead, if you could. So this has been a project that's been in the works
For a long time.
What, 9 years now, Chief? 8?
It's been more than 8, that's for sure. Yes.
Measure H committee went out to bond, I think, 8 years ago for this project, and that money's been sitting in the accounts for.
Yeah, so what's in front of you guys is to approve and authorize the amendment to our agreement with 10 Over Studios, and it's in the sum of $10,000, I think it's $10,000.50. So, and the reason this is coming to you is that we try to do this bid within the department, but when you're building a fire station, and there's a lot of specifications and laws that you gotta follow throughout California that unfortunately we are not professionals in doing that. However, 10 Over Studios is, so they are going to perform the bidding permit for us, and they have they plan on advertising for us and pretty much just taking care of the whole bidding process. This will allow us to start the demolition of the fire station and also start the project.
Where will you be when there's demolition?
So right now, we're using the facilities at 430 Fifth Street solely as a garage to house the fire engines and the ambulance.
I see.
And the day-to-day operations and the living quarters for the gentlemen are located at 415 4th Street, which is the old courthouse. We've been occupying that one for coming up on 3 years now.
Okay.
So
Well,
this pretty much gives us permission to start the bidding process.
That's very good news, in my opinion. It has been a long time coming. Our city clerk, any public comments on this item? City council, any comments? No? No? All right, no, it's a good thing, so.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Make a
No,
motion.
wait, let's make a motion first. Motion by Councilwoman Fernandez.
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Risen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes unanimously. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and the fire department as well. Thanks you guys as well.
Okay, it is time to hold a public hearing at approximately, what time is it? 8:25. And we will begin with some information, background information. And let me read the subject. It is to hold a public hearing, introduce and conduct a first reading by title only of an ordinance repealing Chapter 8.44 of Title 8, parentheses, Health and Safety of the Calexico Municipal Code, regarding nuisances and adding a new chapter to 8.44. Background?
Mr. Mayor, the city clerk pointed to my attention that we would first have the presentation and then you can open the public hearing.
Okay, that's fine. I was told otherwise, but
Thank you.
I'm malleable. Okay, we'll have a presentation.
Hi, so the ordinance before you amends Chapter 8.44 of Title 8, Health and Safety, the Calexico Municipal Code. So right now, that portion of the code contains limited list of public nuisances and a quite brief and general sort of description of what the city's authority is and for it to sort of abate public nuisances. Right, so the city doesn't provide adequate notice to property owners and code enforcement. I mean, the chapter doesn't provide adequate notice to property owners, code enforcement officials, as to what conditions constitute a public nuisance, right? And due to this, the process of protections for property owners that are afforded through the abatement process, the city faces a number of risks. One is a court may reject the city's application for an abatement warrant, therefore denying the city the ability to abate dangerous nuisance conditions. Second, a property owner can engage or initiate litigation against the city for violation of the owner's due process. And three, the city may not succeed in recovering its costs and fees with abating nuisance conditions. So it's not really clear the process for which property owners can comply or what we can afford property owners due process. And it will continue to stifle the city's efforts to abate dangerous nuisance conditions in sort of an efficient and cost-effective manner. So for those reasons, the staff is recommending that the council adopt the attached ordinance. that will correct deficiencies in the current version of the city's public nuisance ordinances.
Yeah, and then council, just for background, we've been working on some code enforcement cases that do that process, recognize that while the ordinance, we could use it to address public nuisances and abate them, to streamline it and make it more efficient for both staff as well as provide, better notice to property owners, and when we go to court, we can streamline these cases. We went ahead and revise your entire chapter 8.4.
It will be more efficient and
efficient,
hopefully it will
streamlined.
mitigate litigation.
Yeah, and the idea that with proper notice, there's no issues. A lot of times when you go to court, judges want to know what type of notice was provided. Here, we do almost like a checklist. You go down, how you give proper notice, mail it, where you mail it. So it's almost also for staffs to process these, it makes it a lot more easier. And by doing so,
Improvement on the process and the details.
correct. That way, and full disclosure and for due process reasons as well. So it'll help streamline when the city wants to address public nuisances in the city.
Yes, I read this one, it was interesting, because at first I didn't know what public nuisances were. Some people may not, but there was a whole list. Okay, do we have any public comments regarding this item? No. All right, city council, any public comments or questions? That is right. Okay, we will open the public hearing, excuse me, at approximately 8:29. Sorry. All right. Those, please come forward if you are in favor or opposed to this this item. Anybody like to come forward and give their opinion? Voice their concerns. Okay, sorry. I shut it off. Okay. All right then, that was the shortest public hearing we've ever had in the history of Calexico. So it is still, it's 8:31. Okay, that ends the public hearing. Now we have to vote on it, right? City Attorney?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Okay, is there a motion for this item? Motion?
I think we could wait for the other two.
On this one?
I think we could table it.
He thinks, okay. I was thinking the same thing. We'd like to continue with this item for January's, is it
Would that
time
mean-
sensitive?
Well, I think, didn't we advertise for it,
Yeah,
Carlos?
so-
There's some finance involved.
Yeah, so what, if you do, inclination to continue the item in order so we don't have to publish notice again, I would recommend we open the public hearing and continue to a date certain. So continue to January 22nd. If you want to continue. Could we- It would be the first reading, correct?
In January.
Because we publish notice, and if normally we continue an item, if public notice is published for today, if we have another day, we have to publish notice again. The way you can avert.
Oh, I see.
But the way you can avert that is to open the public hearing again, take a motion to continue to a date certain, which here would be January 22nd, and continue to that date. That's the way you can avoid having to publish notice again.
Mr. Figueroa, concerns?
Yes, and so what our city attorney is telling us that an alternative to avoid a second expense on the same item, you can reopen the public hearing and just be noted that you want to continue it to the 22nd, and that way we're protected and we do not need to incur again the same expense. You have that option if your wish is to continue.
To reopen the public hearing now?
Yes, so so it can be done properly, and we avoid having to do another expense on the same item.
Okay, so we reopen the public hearing. I'm a little lost here on the steps. So we open up the public hearing. So we've done that now. Come forward if there's anybody that wants to comment on this item, correct?
And at this point, we'll take a motion to continue to January 22nd,
Okay.
2020.
There are no comments. Is there a motion to continue this item in January, late January?
I'll make a motion that we continue it.
All right,
Go to January
motion by
22nd.
Councilman Risen, second? Second by Councilwoman Fernandez. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, very good. And that's what we will do.
And now you can close the public hearing again.
Now we can close the public hearing. The public hearing is closed. Thank you. Item number 14. This is informational, correct? Acknowledge receipt. Local appointments list of 2020 in conformance with the MADI Act, California Government Code 54970. Everybody has read this and understands this item?
Good.
Council? All right, we acknowledge it? All right, very good. And that's all we have to do, no voting on it. Okay, future agenda items. Councilwoman Fernandez? Not at this point. Councilman Rising?
Not at this point.
Not at this point. I have a couple. I would like a written executive summary or a oral presentation on the status of the city's emergency preparedness. How resourceful are we as a city in meeting major emergencies? That's one. That's got me concerned. I know we still have budget problems, but at least we can be transparent up front about what our situation is. Number two, I would like action taken for city council to do, I think it's long overdue, Mr. Figueroa, goals and objective workshop. We have waited too long to officially establish our city's vision. I want this workshop done soon and under my mayorship. I think it's very important that we have goals and objectives established and we know which way we're going.
Noted.
Okay, duly noted. Oh, there goes Rising. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? I'll second that. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and Merry Christmas.